Hello you beautiful people, and welcome back to a nice Road to Glory episode something, 21, 22, I can't remember, my apologies. You will see a lot has changed. I made this team, I hated it, it was dreadful. I switched it to 4-1-2-1-2 in game and it was terrible. So you can see here I'm selling the players instantly. That Inform Imbolo, what's it called, Dynamic Inform, one to watch Imbolo, dreadful. Absolutely terrible on this game. One of the worst cards I have used. He's so clunky and so hard to move. I used him for one game and of course he got an injury, which made it hard to sell him on because I have to go out and buy one of these bloody injury cards for like 67 million thousand coins because injuries are ridiculous at the moment. But that is life and that is FIFA. I was going to show you the game of this team, but I really need to catch up and get these videos out because of the FUT Champions. There's so much gameplay and so much stuff to edit, and it's really hard to get it all out at once. So I'm going to try and get it out with double uploads, get it out as quickly as possible. But you can see what I was considering changing my team to and what I was going to do with the coins. I was going to get Robin in for Embolo. Robin just looks infinitely better, and he's more expensive, but he just looks sincerely better. You can see everything that's sold here. I sold that silver eventually for 48,000 coins when I bought him for 15, 16,000, so tripled the money there, which is lovely. Went out, bought this team, again switching it to 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, because that's my favourite formation. I did do some experimenting with changing formation. You can see I also bought Lacazette there. I sold Benzema, I decided I didn't like him too much and I wanted to replace him. You can see I got Lacazette up front there, bought him for 71,000 coins. And the rest of the team here, you can see all the prices I bought the players for. Just of course getting the other ones on the bench. A lot of players in the club now as well. That's what I was going to change the formation to. Some of the squad building challenges here, just showing you me completing them for those marquee matchups. I opened some bronze packs for a lot of them to get the players that I needed. The other players I just had in the club. And in the pack, we get shafted. Wesley Schneider would have been fantastic pack pull 5 years ago, 6 years ago when he was at Inter and was absolutely incredible. These days, he might still be incredible, I don't know. I don't watch Turkish football, but in-game, he's not worth a whole lot. And then we get Pereira. Woo! Actually, not too shabby. He goes for 5k, 4.5k, so it's not a terrible amount. It's okay. Looking at Rodwell there, I decided just to keep him. You can see here are the rest of the packs that I got from that squad building challenge. Who do we get? Lamella. Again, not too bad for one of these packs, you know. At least the player was rare, which is nice. Get Kirchhoff there, another BPL player. It's okay. It's not going to set the world on fire. I think Lamella went for a few thousand coins in the end, which is okay. And then in the last pack, we get Brian Ruiz. Woo! That would have been good a few weeks ago when he was extinct. Would have been absolutely lovely, but now he's worth jack shit. Or is he? Did I sell him for 1,400 coins? That's not too bad if I did. You see here though, picked up this Liga NOS Silver, which I didn't even realise he was a Liga NOS player until I compared his price, and he went for 5k. 5 and a bit k, which was lovely. Lovely. Again, just going through, checking these players. If anyone's got any value, I'll list them. If they don't, they're going in the club pretty much. But we are going underway with FUT Champions. You can see the teams have changed yet again. I didn't like Robin. I didn't like that team. I went out and bought two different teams here. You can see Di Maria, Balotelli, Verratti, Aurier, El Shawahi and Koulibaly. De Rossi have all been added to the team here. Setting my custom tactics to default because I'm not actually sure custom tactics do anything. But the first game of FUT Champions. He has a Ligue 1 team. Got the on loan Matuidi, Balotelli, Hesse, Fekir, Pastore, Tolisso, on loan Matuidi, Maxwell, Glick, and I didn't see the others. Getting things underway here with El Shaarawy into Balotelli, who is incredibly strong on this game. People try and push him off the ball and they just can't. But I'm not entirely convinced by him. I think I want to sell him. His low work rates annoy me an incredible amount because he does not move. I think as a one striker he would work because he'll always be where you want him to be, but for two strikers, I don't like him at all. Anyway, you can see in the first game here, we are 2-0 up. We are in cruise control, or is this the second game? My apologies. And we sprint down the wing with Di Maria, cut it back to Balotelli, make it 3-0. Game over. Happy days, cruising along nicely in the weekend league to secure yet another victory. 3-0 is the score. You can see there we dominated yet again, putting us up to that one win. Almost a bronze 2. Dizzying heights. Dizzying. But this weekend league is a real problem for me. I don't have the time to play 40 games, and nor do I want to play 40 games. I have other commitments at the moment because I obviously don't do this full time. I have a girlfriend as well who requires attention because she's a girl and is needy and doesn't understand FIFA. Sometimes as well I have work. Sometimes, not often at weekends, but sometimes I do have work that I have to go to on the weekends. And I just simply don't want to play 40 games of FIFA in 48 hours. That is a ridiculous requirement. But I think it's ridiculous, and at the same time I don't, because if people want to grind the game like that, they should be rewarded for grinding their game like that. It's, at the end of the day, it's just my problem. I need to find the time to play these games to keep up with these people. But, getting sidetracked, you can see there we scored an absolute thunder bastard of a strike with Lewandowski, who is my favourite striker that I have used so far. And the fact I've got him on a Road to Glory account already, when he costs 300k-ish, is fantastic. He just glides into space and he is one clinical mofo. He will put the ball into the net from any position. It is ridiculous. He absolutely hammers them in. He places them in. He finesses them in. He does everything. And he got me back in front in this game. And you can see here, I had to bring on Di Maria, got an injury. And Di Maria is another player that I absolutely love. I would love to have Di Maria and Lewandowski in the same team. If I can make that hybrid work, I will. It also depends on the requirements for the weekend league. I believe the next one, there are requirements and you can only have 6 players from one league, so I need to hybrid out my Bundesliga team quite a lot. My Serie A League team, I believe, is fine. But you can see there, we got up to bronze 2, 2 for 2 wins in the weekend league. Fan dabby doozy. However, I was not having fun playing this game. I was getting very angry in this weekend league, which is stupid because I play terribly when I'm angry. And I make far too much noise. Into the third game here, my opponent with a pretty cheap La Liga team, but got that on loan Suarez. I am debating using loan players in future in the weekend league, particularly as super subs. They won't start in my team, but I think as super subs they'd be quite good. You can see Balotelli here, just far too strong for his defenders. Just works his way into the box and scores 1-0. He is a good player on this game, but his work rates are just too annoying for me. I don't want to use him anymore, particularly. He has already been replaced, in fact. I'm just sadly not up to date. At the moment, I need to get these out a lot faster because I am falling behind because there's so much gameplay, and I got so far ahead because I was loving the game at the time. I played so many games, I got so far ahead, and I need to catch up because I need to show you my trading methods of how I'm making my coins still. I want you guys to know that. I want to show you how I'm doing it because I'm up to, I think, like 600k in total on my account already, which isn't bad for a Road to Glory at this stage. not having put any money in the game. But you can see there, I'm throwing away leads. Suarez is an absolute nightmare on this game. He gets so many knockdowns and so many of his own chances he creates. It's just like real life, really. He hurries and harries you to the point where he just steals the ball off you. And it was very annoying because I threw away a 2-0 lead. But in extra time, we go 3-2 up. Lewandowski, far too strong. Nice little cutback. Happy days. We also made it 4-2, and there was time for my opponent to put one back at 4-3. At this point, I wasn't really playing. I didn't care. It was 4-2. It was the 120th minute. I was like, whatever. I'll just dick about. I really don't mind. And then straight from kickoff, it finishes. We're 3 for 3 now in the weekend league. My opponent was lucky, in my opinion, in that game to take it to extra time. I was by far the better player, and 4-3 is closer than it should have been in reality, but that's my fault for not defending better and putting away my chances. Anywho, we are going into the next game. Lots and lots of games. So many games. I'm worried that this weekend league is going to burn people out with FIFA. That must be a concern EA have. People are going to get burnt out of this game. It's so many games to play in such a short space of time that I really just don't want to play. I don't want to have to qualify again, man. It's so annoying. Qualifying for this weekend league is unbelievably annoying.
The task not completed, really.
If it's true that for winning division, I think 3, 2 and 1 I've heard, you qualify for it, that's great, because I'd rather just do divisions than do this cup that has certain requirements and I can't use certain teams. But that game finished 1-0. You saw the one chance of the game, very close game, nothing much happened in it, and it finished 1-0. Back into another game, the grind continues, up against Godly. BPL team, Joof and Musa. I hate Joof, I hate Musa because they are shit in real life, and yet for some reason they're given a decent card on FIFA. It annoys me. Bad players in real life that are good in FIFA. It just frustrates the hell out of me, and my opponent here walks through my defence. Shocking defending. Joof scores. Joof couldn't score in a brothel. Let's be honest. He is a terrible player in real life. He does not score. There, we tackle him. Straight back to him. Into Musa. And we're 2-0 down. But we work things through with Verratti into Balotelli. 2-1. Game back on. And then after this, we're working the wings. Lovely bit of skill here. Pass it in. And we get the auto header. Just over. Just over. I don't like those auto headers. I don't like, even though it's good, I just don't like the computer doing things that I'm not pressing. But before the second half, play it into the back post. Balotelli, 6'2", he's always going to beat the fullback to those. Absolute monster in the air. And then you can see late on in the game, my opponent subbed on Giroud from a corner, of course, because this game is so counter-attack heavy. Can't push Giroud off the ball, can't catch up to him because I don't understand this game. I don't understand why you can't decide what players you want back from your corners. I don't understand how it's Ultimate Team and you're meant to be the manager if you can't customise your set pieces. I would like custom set pieces to come back. I know they created a lot of aids because people just worked out ways to score, but I still want them back because I want 5 players back on the halfway line. I don't want to be hit on the counter-attack every bloody game. It's just boring. It's so annoying. It's the only way some people score, and particularly in this weekend league, so many people just play Ultra D, park the bus, counter-attack, particularly this prick with 5 at the back. What a fucking helmet playing 5 at the back. And I was angry after that last game because my opponent didn't deserve it. And you can see there, gets a 20-yard header, runs off shushing me because he is a cunt. Let's be honest, 5 at the back, ultra defensive, counter-attack. It just screams, my parents hate me and I was sexually abused as a child. But I was patient, we get lucky with Lewandowski there, get it back to 1-1, I run away shushing him. It was such a boring game because he had 5 at the back. Hardly any chances created. He was just sitting back trying to hit me on the counter, and it was incredibly boring. And that's how it finished for the 90, 1-1. You can see there, not really a lot of chances. It was so boring, it was unbelievable. It's just, I don't think Park the Bus should be in the game as a tactic. I think you should have to play on default all the time. All the time you should have to play on default. I do not like these defensive attacking, or they should only be available in the after the 80th minute or something if you're in front. You cannot go Park the Bus at 0-0. It's ridiculous. But this game went all the way to penalties, and I am still shockingly bad at penalties. I still don't know what I'm doing with them. I've only just realised you can have the target on, which is something I definitely need to do, and I've now seen the glitch video on how to save them, which is absolutely ridiculous that that's even in this game. Both 1 for 1 at this point. Save it.
Doesn't look all that confident.
Step up. Blast it wide with Balotelli. Fantastic. Dive out of the way. You can see both my opponent and me are dreadful at penalties. His are generally just going down the middle. Mine are going wide. It's really like the battle of who's just going to get them on target. Let's be honest. There's nothing exciting about them. You can see a save there. I stayed down the middle. I knew my opponent wasn't doing anything. Knocked the anchor, put no power on it. He, of course, saves it and wins the penalty shootout. Well, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he does. He does. Spoiler, he does. Anyway, that is where we will end today's episode. Apologies for the commentary being a bit here, there and everywhere. I am very hungover. But thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later.